Anything else you want me to say? I'm so excited to be racing. I might not be as I first enter the water tomorrow. I haven't made up my mind yet how much I feel about the kind of men chasing us and whether I think 28 minutes is enough. I feel like for some of them it's definitely not going to be enough, but again it kind of adds a different element to the race, makes it a bit more exciting. As an age grouper you generally get to experience some of these amazing little races that are in these really cool places. How many times with an Ironman are you going to get to come somewhere like this and show some of the great jobs that some of the local organisers are doing as well? So I think there's a few reasons why lots of people have been attracted to this race. I think it's a race for starters. There's not been any races this year and this one has got the go ahead, and barring some horrendous weather should be good hopefully tomorrow. So that clearly has been the main reason why everyone signed up for it. Getting the PTO involvement as well, getting some prize money. Most people, again, no racing means no money, so actually the chance to compete for a bit of money is amazing. And I was actually signed up for this before all the PTO involvement, and getting the PTO involvement to then getting the much stronger field is really cool. It means I actually get to compete against, you know, some really strong British women. It's not really a normal race, so, you know, for example, the fell running aspect is going to be quite big, and you're going to have some people who are very good at fell running who could put, you know, 20 minutes in easily to someone who's not very good at fell running. Just as an idea of something a bit different, it's good, it's fun, it can probably make it more exciting. Yeah, clearly it's been a really tough first year as a pro without any races to try and show where I'm at. What have I come here to do? First of all, I need to survive the swim. It's going to be cold, my swimming is not great, especially compared to some of the girls swimming, so I will be absolutely killing myself on the bike to try and catch everyone up. And then the run, to be honest, I just need to turn my brain off and try and forget my fear and try and descend faster than on my recce. But I just want to be on a start line again and have that competition. Generally speaking, the fact there is a race is just amazing, and even kind of feeling those pre-race nerves, it's such a good feeling, and I'm super excited. Helvellyn was pretty interesting. Definitely one of the sort of bucket list triathlons, I'd say. I was quite dubious as to what they were saying the swim temperature was, because I thought it was definitely colder than, I think they were telling us it was about 14. It kind of felt right. I went for a little dip in the lake before we started. All the ladies were getting set off 5 seconds apart. I was 7th lady to go and right at the back, and I was a bit worried that that meant that I would basically just have no one and see no one. I managed to catch up with Lucy and Joe just ahead of me and go past them probably within the first sort of 300-400 metres, and then I was basically just on my own for the rest of it. All in all, swim, I knew it was just going to be a bit of a struggle for survival. It felt really long. Managed to get out, get through it, and at this point I knew that I was kind of ahead of Lucy and Joe and behind all the others, so a few people to kind of chase down. It took me ages to get my shoes on. My feet were so cold, I just could not get them in. The course then has a bit of a climb that goes up to the main road, and that was quite nice to kind of get into the rhythm a little bit. My legs weren't feeling great, my power was a bit off, but I thought I'd just keep pushing up, see how it goes. And as we were approaching the top of the climb, the rain started, the cloud came in, it started to feel really cold. And at that point I was like, oh, I really should have put some kind of layer on, because it was pretty chilly. Because we then had the main bit on the main road, which was sort of dual carriageway, lots of traffic going past you, and it's quite fast, that bit, so that really felt freezing. And then on the bit into Ambleside, I got stuck behind some cars that were behind a male age grouper that hadn't swum, so he had just headed straight out on the bike. I don't think I got held up any more than anyone else, but it's just one of those slightly frustrating things. And then we hit the struggle, and even though I'd recce'd it the week before and kind of got up alright, I think just because my legs weren't really having a good day, it felt much worse. I really wished I'd changed my gearing and had a few more gears. I was pretty happy to be out on the run actually, even though it is a bit of a ridiculous run. But as I was heading out on the run, I saw a couple of the boys coming in, which was a little bit depressing. I was kind of hoping I'd get a little bit further on the run before they caught me. Ran up as much of the up as I could, but a lot of it was kind of walking, sort of my back hurt. Uphill running is quite specific and you need quite a lot of strength for it, and I've not really been doing any of that. So kept on plugging away until we got right to the top and I managed to catch Lucy and India. Definite advantage having recce'd the course the week before, because at that point you couldn't see anything. The weather was absolutely dreadful and they said it was about freezing at the top. So knowing vaguely where I had to go was definitely helpful. And then it was just kind of get through it, keep running, try and run downhill reasonably fast and just sort of get to the finish. So overall pretty happy with my Helvellyn result. I think given the conditions on the day, given that it's been so long since a race, and that definitely affected me a little bit. Yeah, like being in race brain, I think a little bit like the 100-mile TT, it's getting used to that concentration and what you need to do throughout a race that long. Can't take a huge amount away from it in terms of result in comparison to some of those other ladies, because it's quite a different race, so it's not, you know, a kind of accurate reflection of what people could run over a normal half Ironman. But happy with coming away with a result. Would have been nice to have been a bit higher up compared to some of the men, but first race of the season, and hopefully onwards and upwards.